Good morning. Let's start the daily discussion. The first topic is on Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana. Okay. So while inaugurating, after inaugurating the Ram temple at Ayodhya, while the Prime Minister told Ram as not as fire but as energy. So coming back from Ayodhya, Prime Minister launched the Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana, a government scheme under which 1 crore households will get rooftop solar power system. 1 crore household in India will be provided with rooftop solar power system in the country. This is announced by the Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana. Okay. So previous schemes to promote rooftop solar system in 2015, the government launched the rooftop solar program. This had aimed to achieve a cumulative installed capacity of 40,000 megawatt or 40 gigawatt by 2022. What is a unit of power? And it is calculated as the amount of energy used over time, especially 1 joule per second. So what is a measurement of power? Okay. The scheme aimed to expand India's rooftop solar installed capacity in the residential sector by providing central financial assistance and incentives to the distribution companies. However, this target could not be achieved, but by the end of 2023, rooftop solar energy generation was just 11 gigawatt, and energy generated from residences was only about a fifth of that. As a result, the government extended the deadline from 2022 to 2026. With the lack of awareness among the customers, initial high cost of system, lack of adequate financing options, varying policy across states, DISCOM reluctance to see high-paying customers switch, delay in getting net meter installed. Okay, government of subsidy for residential sector up to 24%. PSU power company rope in to offset installation cost. New national portal streamlines and processes. Fewer documents to be submitted to DISCOMs. When someone is taking the solar power, the process has been made easy. So more and more people can utilize the solar power. That has been the new strategy as per this program. Okay, so however, this target could not be achieved by the end of 2023, so government extended it to 2026. Consumer can avail of benefits the scheme through the DISCOM tender projects or through the national portal solarrooftop.gov.in. The DISCOM role is limited to issuing of technical feasibility approval, installation of net meter, and inspect the system. Net metering is a billing mechanism that credits solar energy system owners for the electricity they added to the grid. Surplus solar power units generated from the rooftop solar plant can be exported to the grid. The consumer can receive monetary benefits for the surplus exported power as per the prevailing regulations. Okay, and challenges and incentives. Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana. This scheme is a new attempt to help reach the target of 40 gigawatt rooftop solar capacity. It will involve installing solar power system at rooftop for residential consumers. The scheme could help not only reduce electricity bills of the poor and middle class, but also push India's goal of becoming self-reliant in the energy sector. India's current solar capacity, according to the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, solar power installed capacity in India has reached around 70.31 gigawatt as per December 2023. Meanwhile, rooftop solar installed capacity is around 11.08 gigawatt as per December 2023. So this is comparatively less and the scope is much more. Overall, okay. So when it comes to rooftop solar capacity, Gujarat topped the list with 2.8 gigawatt, followed by Maharashtra at 1.7 gigawatt. Okay. Rajasthan is at the top with 18.7 gigawatt. Gujarat is at the second position with 10.5 gigawatt. Okay. So at the top is Rajasthan, followed by Gujarat. Okay. So Gujarat topped the list with 2.0 gigawatt when it comes to rooftop. So domestic rooftop, Maharashtra at the second. Need for expansion of the solar energy in India. According to the latest World Economy Energy Outlook by the International Energy Agency, India is expected to witness the largest energy demand growth of any country or region in the world over the next 30 years. International Energy Agency is an intergovernmental organization that provides data, policy recommendations, and analysis on the global energy sector. That International Energy Agency's goal is to help countries provide sustainable and secure energy for everyone. To meet this demand, the country could need a reliable source of energy, and it can be just coal plants. Just cannot be coming from the coal plant. Although India has doubled down on its coal production in recent years, it also aims to reach 1500 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030. Good. Oh, there is the other. Ajodhya Ram Temple, a new age architectural. So next topic is about Ram Temple. In 22nd January 2024, this year, Ram Temple in Ajodhya was inaugurated, marking the completion of the 200-year-old saga that profoundly impacted India's socio-political landscape. Ram Temple has been designed in the Nagara style of temple architecture. The story of Ram is popular from Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand to Asia, to Guyana in South America, to Mauritius in Africa, making Ramayana popular outside India. So originating in 1751, when the Maratha appealed to the Nawab of Awadh, Shujaudullah, for control of Ajodhya, Kashi and Mathura temple. The Maratha had helped the Nawab of Awadh in defeating the Pathan, local chieftains, forces in the Doab region, and as a result, they sought control over these important religious and cultural centers like Ajodhya, Kashi, Varanasi and Mathura. The Doab regions refers to area between the Ganga and Jamuna rivers in the northern India. The movement gained momentum in the 19th century with judicial records dating back to 1822, mentioning a mosque on the birthplace of Lord Ram. Okay. So tension escalated in 1855 with a violent clash near the Babri Masjid between the Hindu and the Muslim, leading to the capture of the Janmasthana by the Hindus. Placement of the Ram idol in the year 1949 saw the replacement of an idol of Ram Lalla in the mosque, sparking demands for a grand temple. In 1980, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad initiated a movement for the liberation of the Ram Janmabhoomi, Krishna Janmabhoomi, and the Vishwanatha Shrine. Legal battles ensued, and in 1986, the lock of the Babri Masjid were opened, allowing Hindus to offer the prayers to the Ram Lalla present inside the Babri Masjids, the idol of Ram Lalla. The following years witnessed significant events, including the foundation and laying ceremony in 1989 and the Rath Yatra led by L.K. Advani in 1990, leading to widespread riots. In 6 December 1992, a mob demolished the Babri Masjid, leading to political repercussions and legal proceedings. In 1993, Parliament passed the Acquisition of Certain Area at Ayodhya Act, allowing the government to acquire the disputed Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid land. The Liberhan Commission was appointed in 2009, highlighted the premeditation nature of the event in 1992. Then the Allahabad High Court in 2010, in a special bench of the Allahabad High Court, in its Ayodhya title suit judgment, divided the land into one ratio, with 2/3 of the 2.77 acre land, including the Garbhagriha, going to the litigants, the Ram Janmabhoomi, Sri Ram Lalla, Birajman, and the Nirmohi Akhara. 1/3 of the land was given to the Sunni Central Waqf Board. So that led to the Supreme Court intervention. The legal proceeding continued, and in 2019, the Supreme Court awarded the entire disputed land to the Hindu petitioners for a Ram temple and allocated ordered the government of Uttar Pradesh to allocate 5 acres land in Ayodhya for the mosque elsewhere inside Ayodhya. The culmination of this historic journey occurred on 5th August 2020 when the Indian Prime Minister performed the Shilanyas of the Ram temple, establishing the Sri Rama Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust. Okay. On 22nd January 2024, the Ram temple in Ayodhya, built in Nagara style, was inaugurated, marking the completion of the 200 years of saga that profoundly impacted India's socio-political landscape. And Ram was installed in his own birthplace at Ayodhya. Major features: the Ram temple is a Hindu temple in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh. It is located at the site of Ram Janmabhoomi, the birthplace of Lord Ram. No iron or steel has been used in the construction of the grand structure. Stones have been sourced from Rajasthan's Bansi Paharpur area. The temple complex, built in the traditional Nagara style, will be 380 feet long from the east to the west, 250 feet wide and 160 feet height. Each floor of the temple will be 20 feet high and have a total of 392 pillars and 44 gates. Around the grand temple in a rectangular periphery called the Pekrota, a feature found in temple in South India but not generally in the North India. The Perkota will be 14 feet wide and the periphery span 372 meters. The temple will be nestled within the Perkota periphery. Images of Hanuman, other deities, peacock and flower patterns have been carved into the stone, giving the structure a divine look. More than 300 kg of flowers and over 20 varieties have been used to decorate the grand temple on the day of inauguration. The main entrance, ornate statues of elephants, lion, Lord Hanuman and Garuda were installed at the main entrance leading to the temple earlier this month. The statues have also been made using sandstone brought from the Bansi Paharpur, Rajasthan. Green complex. Major part of the temple compound will be green area with hundreds of trees. About 70% of the temple complex will be a green area. The complex will have 2 sewage treatment plants, a water treatment plant and a dedicated electricity line from the powerhouse. The fire brigade post will be able to source water from an underground reservoir. Okay, so this is the uniqueness of the Ram temple inaugurated at Ayodhya. In the Philo bolt recently, a new innovative plant inspired robot named the Philobot has been developed. Different from conventional climbing robot as it does not depend upon pre-programmed movements. So this will not depend upon the pre-programmed movement for its activation. It will not depend upon the pre-programmed movement for its activation. Okay, so it does not form the conventional climbing robot as it does not depend on pre-programmed movement. Okay, it is instead observe the 3D printing. Okay, filament through its head and extend its length over time, just like a creeper. The team utilized a combination of plant behaviors like the phototropism. Phototropism is the method of when the plant moves towards the sunlight. Negative phototropism in the reverse, and gravitropism that means towards the land, and utilizes these neutrally occurring behavior in high roots robots. Okay, the team utilized. Okay, the test for the philobot have been successful and displayed remarkable adaptability that adjusts its growth trajectory dynamically in response to moving light intensity. Okay, that is the theory or the objective or the domain of the philobot. Significance: by equipping autonomous system with transportable additive manufacturing techniques measured with bio-inspired behavioral strategy. Okay, future robots can navigate unstructured and dynamic environment and even be capable of self-building infrastructure. Okay, this new innovation has opened a new potential impact of technology that can be applied in robotics. So this is a new technology that can be applied in robotics, where adaptability and responsiveness redefines the capability of the climbing robots. So here the robots will be the climbing robots. A similar snake-like robot was unveiled by the NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which was specifically crafted to work on rough terrains of our solar system, planets, and the moon. So this was also similar robot was developed by NASA called the snake-like robot. The robot named the Exobiology, extant life surveyor, is engineered to navigate diverse landscapes including the ice, sand, cliff walls, deep craters, and the lava tubes. Then the Madhika language in the remotely colony of the Kokanam near the Karibullar Gram Panchayat in Kerala. The Chakalia community is grappling with the imminent loss of its unique language, the Madhika language. But the Madhika language, it is a language spoken by the Chakalia community. This language is spoken by the Chakalia community. It does not have a script, but it is a language widely used by them, but don't have a script. Despite sounding similar to the Kannada, it can still bewilder listeners due to its diverse influence. It is a blend of Telugu, Tulu, Kannada, and the Malayalam. So, a blending of all these languages. It is largely influenced by the Hapikya Kannada and old form of the Kannada. It is fast becoming extinct with the younger generation opting for Malayalam. The younger generations among them are opting for Malayalam than for their own native traditional language. Key facts about the Chakalia community. The community was nomadic and worshippers of the Tiruvenkataramana and the Mariamma. They migrated to northern Malabar from the hilly regions of Karnataka centuries ago. Initially, they are recognized as scheduled tribes, but were later included in the scheduled caste category in Kerala. The mention of the community can be found in the book Caste and Tribe of South India. The government of India has initiated to preserve their language. The government of India has initiated the scheme known as the Scheme for Protection and Preservation of the Endangered Language of India, SPPEL. Under this scheme, the Central Institute of Indian Language, CIIL, Mysore, work on protection, preservation, and documentation of all mother tongues languages of India spoken by the less than 10,000 people, which are called endangered language. Okay, so the languages spoken by them are called as the endangered language when the number of the people who spoke that language is less than 10,000. Then the Bintongra and small clawed otter. Recently, the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve in Assam has received the addition of two new mammalian species, the elusive bitrong, artistic bitrong, and the small clawed otter. It is the largest civet in India, colloquially known as the bear cat. Common names Asian bear cat and the Asian civet as they are known as. Okay, scientific name is artistic bitrong. It is generally solitary and nocturnal animal that spends the majority of its time moving about slowly and cautiously among the trees. It has scent glands which are located just under its tail. These glands are used to mark tree and foliage to outline an individual territory. So because they move within a particular territory, so this gland releases this scent glands releases this scent which determine their domain or territory. They belong to the same family as other small carnivores, including the civet, the genet, the mongoose, and the fossa. The bittern is one of the only two carnivores that has a prehensile tail. The prehensile tail acts almost like another leg, helping both with climbing and grappling into branches to give the bittern more stability. It is a medium-sized carnivorous that is found inhabiting the dense forest of the Southeast Asia. Distribution. It is a medium-sized carnivorous. So it is China, India, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and on islands of the Borneo in Malaysia. Conservation status: IUCN entered as vulnerable. Wildlife Protection Act 1972 Schedule 1 and cites in Appendix 3. Key facts about the small clawed otters: it exhibit partially webbed feet and short claws, enhancing their adeptness as hunters in the aquatic environment. This mammal boasts a broad distribution range spanning from Indian eastward to Southeast Asia and southern China. In India, it predominantly inhabits protected area in the west. Okay, in the western Ghats. They are primarily found in the freshwater habitats, sustaining themselves with a diet comprising fish and the crustacean. Threat: habitat destruction, deforestation, reduction in the prey biomass, the major reason for their falling number. Conservation status: IUCN brand them as vulnerable. Wildlife Protection Act 72 in Schedule 1 and cites in Appendix 1. The Parakram Divas. Prime Minister of India has extended greetings to the people of India on the Parakram Divas. It is celebrated on January 23rd to commemorate the birth anniversary of freedom fighter Subhash Chandra Bose. This year marked the 127th birth anniversary of Bose, only known as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Parakram Divas aims to instill fearlessness and patriotism, especially among the youth, inspiring them to stand strong in the face of challenges. Key points about Subhash Chandra Bose. He was born on January 23rd, 1897 at Cuttack, where we have built the memorial house. The house where he was born in Cuttack has been converted to a museum, Subhash Chandra Bose Museum in Cuttack, Odisha. In 1922, he passed the civil service examination, but in April 2021, after hearing the nationalist turmoil in India, he resigned from his position. He was an Indian nationalist leader who was a key figure in the Indian independence movement against the British colonial rule. Bose then joined the Indian National Congress and actively participated in the Indian independence movement. President of Indian National Congress, Bose was elected President of the Indian National Congress for 2 consecutive terms, but resigned from the post following ideological conflict with Mahatma Gandhi. In 1939, he formed the Forward Bloc, an organization aimed at unifying all the anti-British forces in India. At the outset of the Second World War, he fled from India and traveled to the Soviet Union, Germany and Japan, seeking an alliance with the aim of attacking the British in India. With Japanese assistance, he reorganized the latter, led the Indian National Army, formed from Indian prisoners of war and plantation workers from Malaya, in Singapore and other parts of Southeast Asia against the British forces. Also, the Japanese monetary, political, diplomatic and military assistance, he formed the Azad Hind government in exile and regrouped and led the Indian National Army in battle against the Allies in Imphal and in Myanmar. He been fought with the British Army in Imphal. Okay. Next is the exercise Ceylon. The Indian Army contingent comprising 25 personnel reached Egypt to take part in the India and Egypt Joint Special Forces exercise Cyclone. So it is between India and Egypt. It is the second edition of the exercise Cyclone, which will be conducted at the Ansa, Egypt from 22nd January to 1st of February 2024. The first edition of the exercise, the first edition of the exercise was conducted last year in India. The Indian contingent is being represented by the troops from the Parachute Regiment. So it is a special force. The Parachute Regiment of India is a special force, and Egyptian contingent comprising 25 personnel is being represented by Egyptian Commando Squadron and Egyptian Airborne Platoon. Aim of the exercise is to acquaint both the sides with each other's operating procedures in the backdrop of special operation in deserts, desert terrain under Chapter 7 of the United Nations Charter. It will involve planning and execution of the special operation in sub-conventional domains and conducted in the 3 phases. Well, the first phase will include military exhibitions and tactical interactions. Second phase will focus on training on IED, improvised explosive device, and counter IED, which are used in explosion. And combat first aid. So first aid is a part of this joint exercise also. Because in the warfield, first aid is a very important requirement, and both the troops will also learn the issue of first aid. So first aid will encompass joint tactical exercise based on fighting in built-up area and hostage rescue scenario. So because when someone is kidnapped or taken as hostage, how to jointly organize this hostage rescue operations. The exercise will operate an opportunity to both the contingent from both the sides to strengthen their bond and share best practices between the two sides. They will share their best practices. It will also act as a platform to achieve shared security objectives and foster bilateral relation between the two friendly countries. Because India and Egypt are very much now in interaction with each other, and this joint exercise will further strengthen the relationship. Then coming to the question, okay. Explain the changes in cropping pattern in India in the context of changes in consumption pattern and marketing conditions. Changes in cropping pattern reflect the evolving demands of consumers, market dynamics, and economic factors, and are closely associated with changing consumption pattern and marketing dynamics. Changing market condition influencing cropping pattern, improved market access through better road and rail connectivity, has expanded market access for farmers and thus in turn fueled cultivation of certain crops. Availability of international market for certain crops like Alfonso mango, basmati rice, etc. has led to their increased cultivation, because these are the products very special to India, like the basmati rice, which got the GI tag and is a very exclusive item and much in demand around the world. Then comes the Alfonso mango, which is cultivated somewhere in Maharashtra, and this is very popular and have a big demand around the world. So because these products are demanded globally, so farmers are shifting to this cultivation, because there is a demand for export of these products outside. Government initiative like the minimum support price mechanism incentivize the farmer to grow the crops covered under it. So government give a minimum support price on different food grains and other items, and the Food Corporation of India collect the item, and the price is declared as per the recommendation of the CACP under the Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India. CACP stands for Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices. The CACP declares the minimum support price of the products, and they are collected by the government, okay, like the rice, wheat, and so many other items. The National Agricultural Market (ENAM), which is a online platform for the price and of the product, was launched to provide for better price discovery and easy accessibility of market for the crop goers. Changing consumption pattern influencing cropping pattern. With rising income and urbanization, there is rising demand for protein-rich foods, fruits, vegetables, dairy, poultry, etc. Increased health consciousness has led to higher demand for organic and nutrient-rich foods. The rise in demand for chemical-free food, growth in hydroponics, where there is no use of soil, the water medium is used for cultivation, which is called hydroponics, and aeroponics, only in air crops, has led to an increase in demand for exotic foods. Change in cropping pattern are shaped by complex factors including consumer preferences, market conditions, government policies, technological advancements, among others. Then coming to the MCQs, the Vijay Raghavan committee was appointed, was been in news, is associated with the review and foundation functioning of the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. The Vijay Raghavan committee is associated with the review the functioning of the Defense Research and Development Organization under the Ministry of Defense, Government of India. Consider the following statement in respect to Bharat Ratna and the Padma Shri. Bharat Ratna and Padma awards are titled under the Article 18(1) of the Constitution of India. Padma awards, which are instituted in the year 1954, were suspended only once. Okay, the number of Bharat Ratna awards is restricted to maximum of 5 in a particular year. Where 1, 2, 3 are correct. The Pemba effect has been in news. It is related to freezing of hot water. It's called Pemba. Freezing of hot water is known as Pemba. In the context of regulation of surrogacy in India, consider the following statement: only altruistic surrogacy is allowed. Women can act as surrogate only once in her lifetime. So here both 1 and 2 are correct. The reference to the Member of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme, consider the okay. The reference to the Members of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme, consider the following statement: the fund under the MPLR scheme can be used for only for specific project listed by the government. Okay, that is wrong. E-Sakhi mobile app aims to capture the entire MPLR fund allocation and provide greater convenience and accessibility in monitoring the scheme. Here both 1, only 2 is correct, 1 is incorrect. Consider the following statement: Greenland glacier stands at the largest ice mass in the northern hemisphere. That is right. Glacier terminus position refers to a sudden, short life and rapid movement of a glacier, often characterized by significant increase in ice flow. There only 1 is correct. Consider the following statement: tracking weather pattern and cloud cover, monitoring land cover and vegetation changes, providing high resolution images for urban planning. So, which of the above are application of red, green, blue images used in the INSAT satellite? So, 1, 2, 3. All. Which is the chief architect of the construction of Ajodhya Ram temple? It is Chandrakanta Sompura is the chief architect and is shown also. This is the following statement regarding the melanistic tiger. Melanistic tiger are superspecies of Bengal tiger. That is right. Melanistic tigers have a dark black or nearly black coat with faint or almost invisible stripes. Right. The coloration of the melanistic tiger are due to a genetic condition known as the melanism. Right. Melanistic tiger found exclusively in the Similpa tiger is the Odisha. So 3 are correct. They are also located. They are found in Odisha, but also okay. Only 3 are correct. In the following statement, it is the left bank tributary of the Indus River. The flow entirely Okay, it flows entirely within the Ladakh of India. Doda and the Saptilingu Chu are its two tributaries. It is the Janskar River. This is referred to as the Janskar River. So answer is A.